Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to day three. This is our evening session, which is called the boardroom. And we'll be going straight on to look at our worksheets and map out what is necessary based on what is in our worksheets. Okay, so today's worksheet says the energy and identity audit. If you were part of the morning session, the morning session, we were breaking the imposter syndrome. And a question is asked here. The theme of today's uh, boardroom says, am I the CEO or the secretary? And I thought it necessary to talk a bit more about what that actually means. Am I the CEO or am I the secretary? So it's a heart check. It's like, who is leading your life? Who is leading your plans? Who is leading your vision? It's a question we have to ask ourselves. Who is the one leading? Now, a CEO, if I, as I'm talking now, I remember a book called Jesus, My CEO, or something like that. A CEO makes decisions. A CEO sets directions. A CEO gives orders. But the secretary receives from the CEO and carries out the direction, follows the direction, takes instructions, and carries out basically what is assigned. So, are you a CEO or are you a secretary? Now, when we bring that to our relationship with God, many times, honestly, should be told, we treat God as though He is the secretary and we are the CEO. Let's think of how we sometimes pray. We're the ones giving God the list of instructions. We are instructing God what He should do, what we want, when we want it, how we want it done, but God, as we are planning 2026, we need to go back, look back, and ask ourselves, am I the one leading, or am I waiting on God for Him to lead you? In the kingdom, God is the CEO. And it's something we can just declare, God is my CEO. So we are the ones who follow his directions. All right. So when we ask that question, are you a CEO or are you a secretary? It's challenging you and I to shift our focus, to shift our posture from telling God what to do to rather asking him, what would you have me do? Want to try to stop being in control, being in charge of the outcome, but rather we want to submit to God's leadership as we build intimacy with Him. We want to stop running our own agenda and rather start stewarding his agenda. Having received from him, then we steward the agenda. So, am I the CEO or a secretary? It's a reminder for you and for me that when God leads, we will follow. All right, we expect God to lead us. We will follow because the other way around leads to a huge frustration. So we want to reposition ourselves for 2026 and let God be our CEO while we remain the secretary, following directions, receiving from Him, and allow Him set the direction for us for 2026. With that, let us now go ahead and begin to work on our worksheets for 2026. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to mute myself right now to allow myself to allow myself focus on my own session as well. God bless. Welcome. I've just given a short brief about, for those who are coming in now, I gave a short brief about what it means to say, are you the CEO or the secretary? So it's something that for those watching online later, you can always catch up with what I was saying when I asked that question, are you the CEO or are you the secretary? All right, let's proceed. Mm. Mm. Good evening. Let me disrupt our thoughts a bit, if you are able to listen. So today we had our departmental meeting at school, and one of the questions that was asked was um, suggestions about what can be done that would make people, that is the staff, the teachers, the everybody that works in school, come to school and be excited about coming to school. And I pondered on that thought and I was like, what is making somebody not happy to come to work? Like, what's the problem? Anyway, but so as not to over speak. So when I had to speak, I said, I think irrespective, you can't be working hard to try, unless the place is toxic. You cannot be overworking hard to try and get people to be happy to come to work. You're either happy to come to work or you're not. Anyway, you put that person, the person will not be happy to come to work. But as I'm looking at energy drainers, for anybody who comes to work and they're not happy, that must be a real drainer. Like, if you wake up in the morning and you're thinking, oh my God, I have to go there again. And for some people, it is so. That must really be an energy drainer indeed. And I just thought to share that, like, as I'm looking at mine. And I hope we don't find that ourselves in that kind of space where we're not happy to go to work. Or it could even be your business. Okay, enough talking. Praise the Lord. We've come to our 30-minute session. I don't know about you, but that last session on this is the boardroom one I'm looking at that says a list of 3 things you must automate, delegate, or delete in 2026. So I have a list of that, but the truth is that I actually have more that I'm going to do in 2026 than in 2025. Oh my goodness. So, but one thing has to give for the other. That is just the bottom line. One thing must give for the other one. Right. Does anybody want to share anything before we call it an evening? Okay. In the absence of nobody seeing anything, thank you for joining in this evening. And by God's grace, we meet again tomorrow morning as we continue on day 4.